Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhattaya Tadabhattaya Namo Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhaktashaktaka Narayanam Namaskritam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Hare Krishna. Thank you for coming. Okay, it's working.
It's working, yeah.
Did it time out? Or?
Possibly.
So,
I'll keep an eye on it.
Fortunate that guy escaped. So,
You use 9 megabytes of data.
yeah, it keeps cutting out. So,
Maybe I put it in a different place. It might be, sometimes it can be too close.
Yeah.
Where did she say she's got 5G?
I have a 5G.
I think that's
Also
not the
5G.
problem.
No,
So, what is Krishna's mercy? Krishna's mercy is we can meet the devotees, right? Especially the pure Vaishnavas. Krishna Jadi Kripa Kori Kona Bhagavan Guru Antajami Rupa Shiksha Piva. When Krishna, we cannot hear the voice of the super soul. Many people pray to God, oh give me mercy. But Jiva Shakshad Nahitate Guru Chetur. We cannot hear the voice of super soul. We're not on that level. But still, super soul can hear us. So, we cannot hear him, but he can hear us. So if someone is praying, oh Bhagavan give me mercy, then Bhagavan gives mercy by arranging us to meet his devotees. Of course, devotee is many level. So according to our Sukriti, previous life activities, according to our sincerity, we will meet a different level of Vaishnava. So again and again we see this in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So especially I don't know why this guy came in, and I thought we'll speak about Muchukunda, but he left. But Muchukunda is still in the mind. So, it said Krishna spent 15 years, I think 10 months, 2 weeks in Vrindavan. Actually, he was so much absorbed in Krishna Lila that Krishna could not remember daytime or nighttime. So much happiness, so much bliss. Tasting the affection of the gopis, tasting the affection of mothers and fathers, friends, servants. Actually, in Vrindavan, even the servants, they're not like Hanuman or Jai and Vijay. Like Nanda Baba has servants, Raktak and Patrak. Raktak and Patrak. We call them Dasyabhavas, but actually they're more like fathers of Krishna, because Nanda Baba's servants. Maybe they tell Krishna to do something, then Krishna will say, who are you? Then they will say to Krishna, who are you? How old are you? Krishna says, 4 years. You've only been in this house 4 years, but we've been here more than 60 years. So you have to listen to us. So they take Krishna on their lap like father. They can chastise him, they feed him. So so-called das, but actually in Braj mostly this is like das mixed with sake or das mixed with vatsalya. Also Unat Ujval Das. This book Prem Pradeep. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and horrible translation they gave, but they don't want to ask any divorce. It's called when Dasiras mixed with Madhuriras. It's called Unat Dasiras. Like Advaita Charya. Mostly he's Dasiras, but sometimes it's described in Chaitanya Bhagavat. Sometimes he also comes in mood of gopis. Dasiras like Sukadev Goswami, Dasiras. But he knows all the Nikunja Lila. So this is Dasiras mixed also with Gopi Bhav, but Dasiras. So, Krishna is so much absorbed in the happiness of Vrindavan. When is day, when is night, no idea. So why he came to this earth, on the prayers of Mother Earth and the demigods to remove the demonic burden, Krishna had forgotten. So much absorbed in Braj Lila. Therefore Yogamaya sent Narad to remind him. Oh, Narad said, Krishna, can you not forget your father, Devaki and Vasudev? They're in the jail of Kams. And every day a child comes, putting rocks on the chest of Vasudeva. Where is your son? Tell me, where is the 8th son of Devaki? So Krishna, even though he is omniscient, so also he cannot forget that. But Nanda Baba reminded him, this mood, you are the son of Nanda Yasoda. You'll have to move on to another mood. I am the son of Devaki, son of Vasudeva. Kshatriya mood, fighting means Kshatriya. So actually the original form of Krishna never left Vrindavan. Vrindavanam Patitiraja Padamekam Nagachati. Original form of Krishna never leave Vrindavan. But Krishna's expansion, he goes to Mathura, he goes to Dwarka. Rupa Goswami said, Krishna na yadu sambhavo yapuna yastita hapuna Vrindavanam Patitiraja Padamekam Nagachati. That Krishna who spoke Bhagavad Gita, that Krishna who went to Mathura, that is Yadunandan. That is a different Krishna. Not different mood. But the original form of Krishna with Gopavesh Natavara, with peacock feather, playing flute, that original form never leaves Vrindavan. That is Swayamrup. And Krishna's Tadekatma Rupa in the form of Vasudeva, Dwarkadish, he goes outside Vrindavan. So, Krishna went on the inspiration, also Yogamaya arranged. Kamsa with thinking, I sent many demons to Vrindavan, but none of them ever returned. Vrindavan's a bit like a Bermuda Triangle now. Putana went, Trinavat went, many demons I sent, but no one came back, no any SMS, nothing, gone. So Kamsa thinking, some power must be in Vrindavan. If I can somehow get Krishna Balaram out of Vrindavan, I can finish them. So with that intention, he sent Akrura. Normally the king calls the servant. But so confidential mission, comes personally went to the house of Akrura. Because in the court, many people listening. So comes personally went, you bring the son of Devaki and Vasudeva. Now he's hiding there in the form of Nandanandan. You bring him here to Mathura. Not saying why, but we have intention to finish. Then Akrura thinking, how wonderful. One can only see the Supreme Lord after many births. But now I will get a chance to see the same Supreme Lord. How? By the mercy of Kamsa. Because when Kamsa became king, many devotees of all the demigods had taken birth in the dynasty of the Yadus. But when Kamsa came to power, many ran away. And many just, Haribol, Jai Kamsa Maharaj. And this way they're living. No? Sometimes it may happen like that. Like some people very anxious to fight the government or this and that. But devotees don't waste time in that generally. So when Hiranyakasipu was controlling the universe, it said Narad Muni would also go there. Jai Hiranyakasipu ki jai. What to do? Situation is like that. No? So Narad Muni also doing like that. So Akrura thinking, how fortunate I am to see Krishna. And by mercy of Kamsa, this is very wonderful. So he came riding on golden chariot. And there. First, he's a little apprehensive. Maybe Krishna knows I come from Kamsa. Maybe Krishna will think I'm trying to get him to Mathura to kill him. But no, Krishna is super soul. He knows everything. He knows I am not his enemy. I'm his devotee, his friend. So on the way to Vrindavan, Akrura prayed for many things. I hope when I get there, Krishna will jump on my lap with Baladev. Oh, uncle. I think Akrura was Devaki's brother, some relation like that. So I hope when I get there, Krishna Balaram will sit on my lap. They will call me uncle and embrace me. Maybe Nanda Baba will give me a gift of some new cow like this. Many things he prayed for on the way to Vrindavan. So of the 9 limbs of devotion, Akrura is the guru of Vandanakya Bhakti. How to offer prayers. And what he prayed for when he came to Vrindavan, exactly the same thing happened. Krishna Balaram jumped on his lap. Oh, uncle, tell us the news. Everything he prayed for, he received. So it said, what you think of in the time of sadhana, understand? What you think of when you practice, you will achieve that at the stage of perfection. Example is Akrura. So, anyway, Krishna came to Mathura, leaving the gopis. Actually, when Gurudev was his last Qatar in Vrindavan, in Mathura, I remember. Gurudev had not shown any pastimes of sickness or anything, but he went there. Gurudev gave this class that when Nanda Baba had brought Krishna Balaram to Mathura, then they went and killed Kamsa and did all activities. Balaram killed the other 9 brothers of Kamsa. It was how Krishna thinking, how can I kill all uncles? This is bad reputation. Krishna himself killed Kamsa, but Balaram killed the others. Then they performed the funeral cremation, the funeral arrangements of Kamsa. Then but the residents of Mathura would not let Krishna out of their sight even for a second. They know if Krishna goes back to Nanda Baba, who is waiting on his bullock cart, then Krishna will leave here. So very carefully they kept Krishna and Balaram away from all Brijavasi for 3 days. Then somehow Krishna and Balaram escaped, and they came to Nanda Baba on the chariot. Bhagavatam described one thing, but the truth is given in a hidden way. That when Balakrishna, then Nanda Baba would say, so Balaram and Krishna, you will come back. After all, Balaram, in one sense, you are not my son, you are the son of Vasudeva. Then Balaram answered, who is father? One who only gives birth is not father. The one who protects and maintains and gives so much affection, that is real father. So I don't know any other father except you. Balaram spoke like that. And Krishna also spoke like that. But Bhagavatam not described this openly. Bhagavatam described, Krishna says, I have many responsibilities. I cannot just leave. And Nanda Baba returned, empty-handed, weeping. But Guru Maharaj said, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his commentary say, really? Even a dog will go where it gets the most affection. How Krishna and Balaram could leave Nanda Baba and Vrindavan and go to Mathura and Dwarka. Therefore, in a secret way, they returned with Nanda Baba and spent their pastimes there. And the expansion of Krishna went to Mathura and Dwarka. So I remember when Gurudev gave that class, then Didi came back, then Didi said, I'm quite sure Gurudev would not stay in this world much longer. And we were all surprised. Why Gurudev not said anything like that? What the meaning in this class? In one sense, in one form I am going, but in another form I always stay with you. This was like 3-4 months before Gurudev, even sickness pastimes began. So, Krishna began living in Mathura. Guru Maharaj said, as soon as Nanda Baba returned, then what to do? How Krishna will forget the Brijvasis? Devaki and Vasudeva, everyone thinking. In some kalpas, Krishna marries Rukmini there in Mathura also, in some kalpas. Nighttime, Krishna would hold his pillow while living in Mathura. Oh, Radhika, oh, Lalita. So all Brijavasi thinking how to change Krishna's mind. So quickly they gave him Diksha. They arranged. Diksha is process of changing identity. So Krishna immediately was given Diksha. The astrologer who gave Krishna's name, Garga Rishi, Gargacharya, Bugari Rishi, Adar, they arranged the Diksha ceremony of Krishna Balaram. Krishna Balaram had shaved heads, brahmacharis. They received Diksha mantras, yagya, everything. Then it said after Diksha you should go and beg donation. First you should go to a mother who is not divorced and whose husband has not died. Bhavatim Bhiksham Dehi. Oh mother, give donation. We do the same thing now. So Krishna had to go first to his mother, Devaki, get donation. So when you get married and your Diksha ceremony, you come to me, I will fill your bag with jewels, gold, many wonderful things. So also to Balaram, because brothers, they'll take Diksha together. So when Krishna was standing in front of Devaki, Bhavatim Bhiksham Dehi, oh mother, please give me some donation. But Krishna at that time, not remembering Devaki, he fully remembering Yasoda. And with eyes closed, weeping, oh mother, oh mother. Then Devaki saw this. He is here, but he is not here. His mind, his soul, everything in Vrindavan. So what to do? Quickly, they sent him to South India. And Guru Maharaj said in the Diksha, Diksha was like, I don't know, we have anything, bar mitzvah. Okay, none of us are Jews, but the Jews have their bar mitzvahs. What do the Christians have? First communion. What did Balaram have? None of the above. Anyway, but we have these like marriage or bar mitzvahs or first communion or no. What else is there? Then we invite all relatives, right? All relatives, Christmas, all relatives come. But Guru Maharaj said when Krishna's Diksha was there, not even an insect was called from Vrindavan. Not a bird, a cow, what to speak of any gop or gopi. Because I know when Krishna sees him, he will forget everything. So how to make him forget? So they sent him to South India. Go to South India, Ujjain. Ujjain's in South India, more or less. 64 days there. In 64 days he learned 64 arts. Cooking, disguises, all type of musical instruments, how to play music on water, all languages, including birds, even the languages of animals, different signs, tracking, decoration, how to make flower gowns, politics, flutes, all instruments. And 64 days he learned all these things. But still he not forgot Vrindavan. So he came back. Meanwhile, when Krishna killed Kamsa, Kamsa had two wives, Asti and Prapti. They were the daughters of Jarasandha. Jarasandha was a great, ferocious demon, very powerful. So he was looking who was some qualified man will marry my daughters. So I think some story was there. Kamsa had a demon called Kuvalyapin. Jarasandha had some connection was there. And Kamsa threw this elephant like 8,000 miles in the sky. Lucky the new guy's not here. So when Kamsa saw that how strong, when Jarasandha saw how strong is Kamsa, then he thought this is the perfect person to marry my daughters to. So he arranged that and sent so much wealth to Kamsa. So a very strong relationship was there. So when Jarasandha heard Krishna had killed Kamsa, trickery, because report goes back when Kamsa wasn't looking, Krishna got him. Then Jarasandha became very angry. Actually, his birth is very wonderful also. When Jarasandha's father had two wives but no son. So some rishi, on the advice of a rishi, he performed a putrasti yagya. And the demigod came out with some charu. Charu is like magic sweet rice. So you eat it, you become pregnant. So Jarasandha had two wives. Out of affection, he cut the offering in two and gave one to each wife. What happened, Radhika? Each wife gave birth to half a baby. So, of course, no one wants two halves. So the father was horrified. Oh, throw these pieces, no use, throw them in the forest. So on the order of the father, then they threw the pieces in the forest, and in the forest was one demoness. Her name was Jara. She was a non-vegetarian. When she saw the two half babies, she put them together like a subway. No? Then baby began moving. She felt some compassion and brought the child back to the king. This is your son. Sanda means to join, because he was joined by the demoness Jara. His name given was Jarasandha. So when his daughters were made widows, then very angrily he attacked Mathura with a massive army. Massive. I read the number once. In the Battle of Kurukshetra was 14 Akshahunis. How many men is that? Come on, Balaram.
X, where X is a large number.
I think it's like 6 or 8 million. We can check on the Google Guru after. So in the Battle of Kurukshetra, there was 6 million soldiers, 7 million soldiers. But Jarasandha had more. He had 17 Akshahunis. Right? That means he had more than both armies combined. You can imagine how powerful he was. So he attacked Mathura to finish Krishna and Balaram. Krishna Balaram said to all the citizens, "Stay here, I will go." They went out on alone. They destroyed the army of Jarasandha in like 48 minutes. Alone. Without even breaking a sweat. But Krishna did not kill Jarasandha. Just gave him a few thick heads, we used to call them. A few slaps. And released him. Then Jarasandha was so envious. He went back, and next year he came with another army. So Krishna thinking, why I travel around the earth to remove the burden, to kill all the demons, when Jarasandha will just bring them home delivered. So 17 times he attacked Mathura. 17 times Krishna defeated him, killing everyone except for Jarasandha. So the demons have so much determination. Well, at least we can have 1% of that, no? How can I get Krishna? So the 18th time he attacked, this time with a massive army again. So for that reason I say, Krishna lived in Mathura 17 years, because each year before the monsoon he would attack. No fighting during monsoon. So 17 times he attacked. So the 18th time he was coming, but unfortunately this time another demon was coming. His name was Kalyavan. Yavan means the meat eaters. Malecha means who cannot pronounce Sanskrit. Murcha. And Yavan means the meat eater. So, unfortunately we managed to be both. Anyhow, so Kalyavan came from Turkey. It's described. What's that? Shawarma. Shish kebab. Came from the land of the shish kebabs. With an army of 16 million, a massive army. No, actually I read it was 60 million. Can you imagine? 60 million Turks. You thought Gallipoli was tough. 60 million. He had also had an interesting history, Kalyavan. His father had been insulted by the Krishna's Yadu dynasty. Very insulted. So he did strong austerities to please Lord Shiva by eating powdered iron for so many years. Powdered iron. When Shiva appeared before him, what do you want? He said, I want a son who will give fear to the Yadus. So Shiva, okay. So from that, Kalyavan was born. So Kalyavan, because he came from powdered iron. We come from milk diet. Look at that. If your mother drank powdered iron, how would you be? So he was so strong. But he could find no one to satisfy him in battle. Even the ocean god was afraid of him. We, all demigods, afraid of him. Kalyavan was so powerful. Then one day he met Narad Muni. So he wanted to fight Narad Muni. No, I'm vegetarian. But I can help. I know you're looking for someone to satisfy you in battle. I know someone who will perfectly satisfy you. Take out your notebook. What's his name? Vasudev. How do you spell it? Vasudev. Some call him Krishna. What type of name is that? Krishna. Guru Maharaj would say, Ram, so easy. Ram. But Krishna, tongue have to go up, down, sideways. Krishna. Krishna. Where he lives, Mathura. Where's that? Got to go down through Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, through Sindh. Then you take a left in Delhi. There. Mathura. Okay. What he looks like. And Narad Muni described him very nice. He has this very beautiful smile, very white teeth. He has 4 hands, a garland of lotuses. People call him Vasudev. Supremely handsome. Broad chest, thin waist. From top to bottom, Narad Muni described his beauty. You'll know him when you see him like this. So being inspired by the words of Kamsa, Kalyavan came from Turkey. And he attacked Mathura at the same time Jarasandha was coming with his army. Another subway. What to do? Very hard, of course, Krishna can do, but still, to fight 2 enemies at the same time. So Krishna deceived Jarasandha first. He ran away. He ran. Then Jarasandha following. Come back, you are disgraced to the Yadu dynasty. Fight like a man, you coward. Krishna ignored his words and ran up one hill. I think Revat or something. Jarasandha surrounded the hill. Then he made a fire, forest fire, and it looked like Krishna Balaram had been burnt to ashes. But in the smoke, unknown to Jarasandha, Krishna Balaram jumped back to Mathura. Therefore, Krishna got the new name, Ranchor, one who flees from battle. Normally a Kshatriya who runs from battle, their reputation is finished. So that's what this Vritasur said. Two heroes in this world, two people that lie, their deaths are successful. Two great deaths, Vritasur said, who dies facing the enemy without showing their back. This is glorious death. But more glorious is the yogi, the devotee at the time of death, who not run, who face death. Remember Krishna, this is also glorious death. So, this is terrible for a Kshatriya to run. But Krishna runs, everyone glorifies him. So Krishna got the name Ranchor. Of course, Krishna does not have to fight, he's independent. Actually, Krishna can kill them all just by desire. Die, they're finished. So Krishna is running away. This shows his independence. If he does not want to fight, no one can force him to do anything. Anyway, so Krishna is doing human-like Leela, running from Jarasandha. So Jarasandha thinking now Krishna is finished, Krishna and Balaram finished, burnt to ashes. Then very happily he returned. After Krishna, Bhim and Arjuna went and killed him. Well, that's another story. Jarasandha was actually, he believed in the Vedas. Guru Maharaj he even accepted Vishnu. Demons all believe in Vishnu. Vishnu exists, no demon denies, right? But no devotion towards him. So, but he was very, what's the word? He had a great mood of service and respect for the Brahmins. Any Brahmana asked him anything, Jarasandha would always say yes. He never said no. So Krishna, knowing this, went in disguise with Bhima and Arjuna, disguised as Brahmanas. Then Jarasandha, when they came, Jarasandha woke up. Oh, guests have come. With his own hand, he cooked for them. He goes, hey, servant, do that. No, on hand, he cooked for them. Then he asked again and again, how can I serve you? What desire you have? No. But all was silent. Then Krishna said, pointing to Bhim, this is our Guru. He does not speak, he only speaks at midnight. So if you want anything from him, you have to come midnight. So Jarasandha did. 11:35, he woke up, took bath. Yes, Brahmanas, how can I serve you? Choose one of us in a fight to the death. And Jarasandha's so happy, Ha, I know you guys. This is Krishna the coward. I will not fight with you. This is Arjuna the eunuch, right? Because Arjuna went to the heavenly plane. This is Arjuna the eunuch. He's just a child, a boy. I will not fight him, but I will fight Bhim. So they fought 18 days. From morning to evening they would fight, but evening, no fighting allowed at night time. So they would take bath. Jarasandha would welcome them for dinner because guests, no? Such is the strength of the Vedic culture. Even enemy comes to your house, still we should act in such a way they don't know this is enemy. This is, we were talking before, one is behavior and another one is spiritual reality. We may behave with someone nice, but whether we fully surrender or believe that person may be a separate issue altogether. So with affection they would talk at night time, then morning again, war. 18 days. But Jarasandha was very strong, not so easy to kill him. So during the war, Arjuna asked, Krishna, who will win the fight? How can Bhim defeat him? Then, catching the eye of Bhim, Krishna took a blade of grass and split it in half because he had some weak spot here. So taking the indication of Krishna, he threw him on the Bhim, threw Jarasandha on the ground and ripped him in half. One eye, one nostril, half a tongue, one testicle, all the way down. Half. And then Bhim threw the two pieces like this so they could not join together again. So anyway, why speaking all these things? So Jarasandha, Kalyavan was coming with a massive army, 60 million. So when he attacked, That time Krishna said, "No one come, I will go alone." And Krishna came outside the gates of Mathura alone, with no chariot, no weapons. Krishna also took a four-handed form. Why? If he had a two-handed form, Jarasandha wouldn't have recognized it, because Narad Muni said he has four hands. So to prove the words of Narad true, Krishna came with a four-handed form, exactly as Narad had described it. He wears yellow dress, yellow pitamba like gold, a garland of lotus around his neck. His hands are very pink, very soft. His hair is very wonderful, curly, very dark. Guru Maharaj would say, Krishna is black, but not like Ashram Maharaj. Gurudev had one African devotee, Ashram Maharaj asked, "Is Krishna black?" And Gurudev said, "Yes, but not like you. He is very beautiful." I remember that. Ashram Maharaj, God bless him, he was trying to bring Gurudev to Africa. And Gurudev saying, "I'm afraid, what happens if I become black like you?" And Ashram Maharaj, he gave a wonderful answer. He said, "Don't worry, Gurudev, when you go there, the Africans will manifest their golden complexion." I thought that was a very clever answer. So dark, like a rain cloud, eyes like lotus, a garland of lotuses, exactly like Narad, exactly as Narad described, smiling white teeth. So when Kalyavan saw him, this must be the same person Narad described. From top to bottom, same characteristics. But he has no chariot, no weapon. So I will also fight him without chariot and weapon. So a great hero in one sense. So he came to fight with Krishna. But Krishna ran. Madhusudana says funny thing. Why Krishna ran? Maybe many reasons were there, but that time Vedic culture is so strict. Even Lord Chaitanya's time, so strict, right? The stories there of Subudhi Roy. Some Muslim threw water on him, he became a Muslim. He was rejected from society because some Muslim had thrown water on him. Rup Sanatan, they were actually Kandakub's Brahmanas, but because of him being engaged in the service of the Muslim government, they'd be considered like Muslims. No? Even their names were changed. Sakir Malik and Davir Khas. So they'd lost all position in society. Of course, bhakti is another thing, but still. So that was only, 500 years ago. The Vedic culture was so strong. So imagine Krishna's time. So Kalyavan is a meat eater, a barbarian. If Krishna had touched him during fighting, then maybe the Yadus would also reject him. Hey, untouchable, touched by a meat eater, you become like that. No? It's out of fear of society, out of fear of being rejected by the Yadus, Krishna not want to touch Jarasandha even in fighting, so he ran away from him. We see Mahaprabhu not like that. Mahaprabhu embracing all these persons. But Krishna not. Of course, Mahaprabhu is Krishna, but still, let's say, only Mahaprabhu is Mahavadanya. He is Krishna, but more kind. More kind than Krishna Surup, Vrindavan Chandra, because Radhika's mood is there. So we see some special mercy in Mahaprabhu we cannot find in Vrindavan Lila. Radhika gives shelter to everyone. Krishna, a little look at everything. Guru Maharaj would say, Krishna is a bit of a businessman. He little look. What's profit and loss? But Radhika never look like that. So out of fear, Jarasandha ran. Krishna ran. And Kalyavan chasing. Very bad words he used to Krishna. Every moment he'd see me about to catch Krishna. Well, always 2 fingers too short. No. Not so easy to catch Krishna. Many people chased Krishna, but only Yasoda could catch him. Many tried, but could not catch him. So Kalyavan chasing Krishna, but it seemed every moment he's about to catch him, but could not catch. Again and again he abused Krishna, because imagine walking 3,000 miles and then you come for a fight and you run away. You also feel some disappointment. So bad language he used. Okay, Radhika's still alive. Sit properly. You're not a human jellyfish. When she's watching Facebook, she doesn't sleep, does she? During the YouTube videos? Okay, got to get used to. You want to come Vrindavan, right?
Yes.
Look at that enthusiasm, like a volcano. So try to hear Radhika. Okay? It's not enough being born in devotee family. We have to also develop. Actually, Mahatma Gandhi said everyone has to be converted to their own religion. It's not enough just to be born in one. So try to get used to hearing, okay? Should always have too much eagerness for hearing. Even though I was reading like Prabhupada, he met his guru but no initiation. For 12 years he's associating. Then they came to another place. They came to this place. There are thousands of footprints, Charan Pahari, thousands of footprints. When Krishna played his flute, and then Krishna's feet melt in the rock, Balaram, millions of cows, camels, deer. Their footprints are all in the rock. It's called Sheshai. That place, Krishna, huh? Sheshai. Charan Pahari, there was also. There Krishna came in the mood of Vishnu and Radhika took the form of Lakshmi, like some leelas there. So everyone went to look at the footprints. But Saraswati Thakur did not go. He was speaking. Then Bhakti, that time Abhay Charanadavinda. I can see any time these things, but I cannot hear every time. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, I have marked him. I will give him initiation. He likes to hear. That was his qualification. Okay, Radhika or Radharani? What's her name?
Radhika.
Radhika. Okay, at least we should pray. Krishna, give me mercy. I'd like to hear about him. Don't think this is a punishment. Someone who likes to hear about Krishna can control Krishna. It's that much powerful. So, he chased Krishna, could not catch him. And speaking bad words, but Krishna not paid attention. No matter how fast he ran, could not grab him. So there was one cave, Krishna ran into that cave. And in that cave was a man was sleeping. Someone was sleeping in that cave. So Krishna took off his pitamba and covered that sleeping person. Then he hid in the back. So Kalyavan came and saw this person sleeping. Oh, black fellow? You are so running, I've come so much distance to fight with you. You run and now you're sleeping like some sadhu? Kalyavan said. And thinking this to be Krishna, he kicked him. This is great offense. Great disrespect to kick something. So he kicked. But unfortunately, that was not Krishna sleeping. Who was that? Yes. So Muchukunda was bored all the time. So finally the demigod said, ask for 2 benedictions. So he said, tell me when Krishna will appear. When? So I think Lord Brahma is now 52, if I'm not mistaken. Like you've crossed your midlife. Balaram also. Lord Brahma also now 52 years old. And Bhagavan comes once in a day of Brahma. And one day of Brahma even is so many millions of years. They said, okay, the demigods calculated according to the Vedas. It says in the 7th Manu, right? The 7th Manvantara avatar, the 27th Dwapara Yuga. Krishna will appear then. Then Muchukunda was like, my God, that's millions of years away. I cannot wait for that. I cannot tolerate that separation. So he said, give me the benediction, I will sleep till then. And anyone who wakes me up will be burned to ashes. Because the demigods are like, hey, come and fight, come and fight. So they would leave him in peace. So he was sleeping there. When Kalyavan kicked him, Muchukunda woke. And he had the benediction, anyone he wakes, when he sees, will be burnt to ashes. So he woke and looked at Kalyavan, who was ashes. He was burnt to ashes. Then Kalyavan saw some fellow in the back of the cave. Muchukunda saw some person in the back of the cave. Who is this? He thought. Of course, he remembered his benediction. Still not so sure. So when we meet someone, what do we say? Hi, my name's Damodar Maharaj. Who are you? Well, first we introduce ourselves. So he said, my name is Muchukunda. I'm in the dynasty of Ikshvaku, the sun god. And he told his history. I was now awakened by the creak of this barbarian. Who are you? Then Krishna smiled in a very deep voice like thunder. Who am I? I have so many names, so many forms, so many qualities, so many pastimes, even I cannot count them. Krishna said. It may be the scientist may count the grains of dust on the earth planet, or an astrologer may count the stars in the sky. It may be possible, but no one can finish counting my names, my forms, my qualities, my activities. But in this birth, Krishna using human-like language, in this birth, my father is Anak Dumdubi. I am his son, therefore people call me Vasudeva. It is I who came to remove the burden of the earth. Krishna introduced him like that. Then Kalyavan, and then Muchukunda, yes. Who are you? No, first, before Krishna introduced himself, Muchukunda, who are you? You're effulgent, you're very effulgent. Maybe you're like the sun god, but at the same time very cooling. Maybe you're the moon god. Two things he asked. If someone's burning, someone either burns or cools. But Krishna have both qualities. Effulgent like millions of suns, cooling like millions of moons. So, Muchukunda, maybe you are sun god, maybe moon god, maybe this, maybe that. Or maybe you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because by your effulgence you are not just illuminating this cave, you are illuminating the darkness in my heart. In this way, yes, I am Krishna. Then Krishna very pleased by Muchukunda. So Krishna offered him choose a benediction. What's your son's name? Nimai. Nitai. If Krishna appeared before you and said, Nitai, what do you want? What would you ask for? New Xbox? What? New father? What would you ask for? What's the best thing to ask for? Imagine Krishna asking us. Krishna can give anything. Balaram, what would you like?
Radhadasyam.
Another box of avos. What we ask for, I don't know. People have many desires. New washing machine. Not some easy thing, Krishna testing us like that. Like he tested Sudama Vipra. Imagine. Actually, Krishna tested Sudama so much. Imagine Krishna had so much opulence. Sudama had no shoes, no hat, no turban, no kurta. His feet were cracked, dusty. And he saw the wealth of Krishna, but Krishna not even gave him $10 for the taxi back home. Krishna not even gave him a doggy bag. There you go. There's someone to eat on the journey. Nothing. But Sudama satisfied. No desire. Anyway, so Krishna also in the same way to Muchukunda. Of course, this Sudama Vipru is Parshad of Bhagavan. Must be. Therefore I was saying the other night, no, only two places in the Bhagavatam Sukadeva Goswami not mention the name of the devotee. Like in Vedic culture, wife should not say name of husband. What does your wife call it?
Say my name.
If wife says name of husband, he dies very soon, you know? That's why she's there. Mukunda, 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 Mukunda.
She not call me Mukunda.
What's she call him?
Mukesh.
Mukesh.
Yeah.
I thought your name was Mukunda.
Yes, my name is Mukunda.
Anyway, but normally, oh son of Gopal, father of Gopal, sorry. Swamiji, oh Istadev. But if husband say what name of husband, he dies quickly. No? So no name of guru also. Someplace it's also said one should not just say name of guru. What's your name? Gurudev would say. If someone asks what's your guru, what do you say? Narayan Maharaj. If that person is faithless, should not say name also. Sometimes Shastras say like that. Don't say name. But that means if someone is like demonic or against, then no need to say name. But if you have to say, then Om Vishnupad, Tridendi Swami, Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami. I remember Gurudev gave that. Who's your guru? Narayan Maharaj. No. Means if really forced to say, then can say name. So too much respect, like too much Guru Bhav, no, this is. Then Sukadeva Goswami not saying name of Radhika, not saying name of Sudama Vipra. Too much respect. So, anyway. So Krishna asked, what do you want? Krishna can give anything. Dharma to karma. When Bharat Maharaj met with Ram, then Bharat said, Na dharma art na kam nahu chai nirvan janame janamirati dharma padanihi kaho varadam. I don't want any other benediction. I don't want elevation to heavenly planets. I don't want something in this world. I don't want wealth. I don't want nirvana, mukti. But birth after birth, I want attraction for your lotus feet. So in the same way, what you want. Nanak Shah, what do you pray for?
To always serve the Vaishnavas. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, easy to say when he's not here. But imagine Krishna who can give anything asking. So not some easy thing to pass that test. No? So Krishna asked Muchukunda, what you want, I'm very satisfied. Who approaches me should never need to approach anyone else. What you want, I will give you. And very beautiful answer Muchukunda gave. Especially, he said, what is this body? Why should I pray for anything for this body? This body will become ashes, worms, or stool. Vrishabhanu dies somewhere in the bush, and the pigs eat him, he'll become stool. If we're buried, we become worms. And if we're cremated, we become ashes. So this body will be ashes, worms, and stool. Who is that person who would ask you for something for this body? That is only a foolish person. And many, many lifetimes I bewildered, Keshav, by your Maya, thinking I'm a king. I ride on the backs of elephants, thinking all this is mine. But that same king, how great is he when he comes to the wife's apartment? Muchukunda said, he becomes like a dancing animal in the hands of the wife. Sit up, sit up. So, who would ask you for anything for this body? Many, many lifetimes I have done that, Keshav, but now, because it must be Muchukunda got the association of the devotees. It's a beautiful prayer he prayed. Actually, one thing I want to add before I forget. One time I was in Trivika Maharaj's room and he was just lying there a long time. Then he just opened his eyes and said, when Muchukunda saw the feet of Krishna, when Krishna came in the cave, Muchukunda was thinking, this man's feet are very soft. How could he have run on the hard ground with his soft feet? But he not did anything. Only he was thinking. But the gopis offered these, Krishna's feet are very soft, you keep here upon our bodies. But we also fear because our bodies are very hard. So Trivika Maharaj just said that's the difference between Muchukunda and the gopis. And then he just closed his eyes again. What Vaishnava is thinking, what we think when our eyes are closed. If we had somehow could plug, Elon Musk making this brain chip, right? If we had the television screen behind us and people could look at what we're thinking, we would have no friends. Oh my God. But Vaishnava very deep in thought. I remember that, I never forget that so much. They look like they're lying there, but what they think, they're thinking things we cannot even imagine. Even wake chanting Harinam, we cannot think these things. They're lying down, sleeping, thinking this. No? So, Bhavapavago Brahmato Yato Bhavat Bhavashi Tarhiya Chuta Sat Samag Mahat Sat Sanga Tarhiya Chuta Satka Paraveshuto Tvaya Jayatirati. Famous verse, 10th canto. Oh Krishna, how he knows someone's got your mercy, how he knows his period of material existence is finished. Bhavapavargo Brahmato Yabhavat. The soul is moving in this cycle of birth and death. How we know our time has come? Because you can see the devotees of Bhagavan face to face. Devotees of Bhagavan doesn't mean like us. That means pure Vaishnav, the associates of Mahaprabhu. We see them face to face, that means now samsara is finished. Maybe fan is still moving, like the fan is going. And you turn it off, it's still moving a little bit. Still moving a little bit. So, but it's stopping. It's almost finished. Gurudev said, who follows me nicely, they will not have to take birth in more than 3 births. If they follow properly. I remember one time, for some reason I asked, Gurudev, how many more births till I become like you? And he said 5. First I became depressed, then I thought, that's pretty good. And he said, anyway, 5 Vaishnavas. Right? Just follow, each Vaishnava you follow means 1 birth less. So we have to, one who sees Vaishnava means Bhagavan's glance is now on him. Vaishnava has accepted means Bhagavan has accepted. The fan is still going, no? Just don't turn it on again. Don't disobey them, don't make like aparad. Of course, we're always making offenses every moment, but we should always be very careful. Some serious Vaishnava aparad is not there. Like Maharaj always, Madhusudana Maharaj says, like when we go to a bank, you know, you get your number, you pull your number out of the thing, 437 or whatever. You know what I mean, right? You get your number. Okay, maybe it's 10,507. Maybe it's a big number, no? All you have to do is just wait, just be patient. Don't leave. Don't leave, your number will come one day. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, what the son has to do to get the inheritance, all the son has to do is stay alive. That's all he has to do. And Vishwanath Chakravarti said, our inheritance, our inherent birthright is Krishna Prem. What we have to do to get it, Vrishabhanu? Just stay in line. Ekadasi. You've got to take initiation, right? That's when you get your number. Right? So pray, proper guru, proper initiation, and then after initiation, don't leave. Radhika, no Harinam, right? Nothing yet. Come Vrindavan. When?
That's not now.
When?
Oh, well, Tirth Maharaj given, he called Gurudev and she was 17 days
Okay.
old. And Gurudev has given her Radhika name.
Still have to take proper initiation. Okay, Radhika, you can't spend whole life serving dogs and stuff. You chant a little bit on Mala every day. Why not? Should stop feeding her. New house rule: no Harinam, no protein.
Oh, God.
That's too hard.
Huh? No
I don't have to
Harinam,
even
no
feed
protein.
her. I don't have to feed her. She doesn't like eating much at all, so it's fine.
No Harinam, no hot water. How's that?
No phone.
Huh? No fun. Wow, yes. Then the Haridas Thakur would come out. Okay, Radhika, you got to start doing. No one can do for us. Mother and father cannot do for us. We have to do. So, what we have to do is just stay in line, just stay alive, just stay in the process. You have no friends who could be possibly ringing you. Who is it?
You already know it.
Tell him thanks for coming. So
Bang on the
Muchukunda
floor.
prayed that,
Bang on the floor.
Bhagavan, how I know my period of material existence is finished? Then Krishna said, when you meet the Vaishnavas, Tvaya Jayatarati, and by association of the Vaishnavas, that rati, that attachment to Krishna will manifest. So beautiful prayers of Muchukunda. So he not asked for anything. Indirectly he asked, always association of devotee. I have no other desire. So Krishna very pleased by his answer. Then Muchukunda said, I want to travel with you always. And Krishna said, I could not bewilder you. Normal, anyone offer benedictions, person become mad. Like Ravan, Shiva gave him many benedictions, but these benedictions destroyed him. So who can maintain their... Prabhupada said, what's dhira? Dhira means steadiness. Very hard in the presence of many material things. But Muchukunda, success. So Krishna said, oh, the intelligence of my pure devotee is never bewildered. So I'm very glad you not asked me for anything. What you want then, Muchukunda said, I want to always be with you. So Krishna is very tricky. You know? This time Muchukunda from Satyuga, like Balaram just before was saying. In previous ages, they're bigger people. No? Now Kali Yuga, everyone's like dwarfs. No? But in Kali Yuga, they were big. So Sridham, when he left from Dwapa Yuga, he stayed. Then he came again as this Abhiram Thakur. So he had a huge body. So that was, in Satyuga, imagine how tall everyone was. Everything was taller, the cows, the trees, everything. So how tall was Muchukunda in Satyuga? Have a guess. 50 foot? 40 foot? In Satyuga everyone was so huge. Probably the earth was also big. Probably earth also moves up and down. So when Muchukunda said, I always want to be with you, then Krishna thinking, oh my God. Imagine little Krishna traveling with Muchukunda. Then all Krishna's pastimes would be destroyed. Especially Muchukunda, so powerful. All these demons he would just by hand, he would finish them all. And what Leela would be there for Krishna? So Krishna a little avoid, so Krishna a little cheating him. So Krishna spoke something not fully true. Sometimes Bhagavan and Vaishnavas do this preaching tactic. Something not fully true but necessary at that time, place, circumstance. So Krishna used preaching tactic. Muchukunda? No. But Krishna afraid if I take him with me, all my pastimes on earth will be destroyed. So Krishna spoke something not fully true. When you are a king, you hunted many animals and must have killed them. So you should just do austerities and purify yourself, then you will come to me. But someone who's seeing Bhagavan face to face, what need of doing any austerities, right? They achieve already perfection. Not possible. Even Ajamil, he just chanting Narayan, Narayan by accident, indicating his son, and all his sins were burnt to death. What to speak of Muchukunda, who's directly seeing Krishna face to face? So actually, Madhusudana Maharaj said, this Bhagavatam also Mohini Murti also. Saraswati Thakur said, the Shastra always presents its deluding aspect to the non-devotee. Like Mohini Murti. Like many things. Like Hiranyakasipu. Hiranyakasipu was not a foolish person. He knew everything. But why Prahlad Maharaj says, Nata vidu swata katam hi Vishnu durasaya bahirata manina andeya tandi upaniya manta pishti tatiti tatabanda bandanaha. Oh Father, you cannot understand that service to Vishnu is your own self-interest. Nata vidu swata katam durasaya bahirata maninas. Bahirata means you read Shastra, but Bahirata, always some external meaning you take. Because the Shastra is actually non-different than Bhagavatam, Bhagavan. No? If you have the eyes of Prema, you can see Bhagavan everywhere. If you have Prema, you can understand the real meaning of the Shastra. Therefore, Shastra always says you should hear from Prema Bhakta, then you can get the real meaning. Andeyata andeya upamiyana. Like the blind leading the blind, both fall into a hole. But the Shastra always presents its deluding aspect to the non-devotee. This is called Mohini Lila. Like when the demigods and demons were fighting for the nectar. That time the demons snatched by force of Dhanvantari avatar. Aham Purvam. I will drink first. No. Because each demon know if I drank first, my name will be topmost. No. Who drank first? Balaram. No. He'll be in the Guinness Book of Record. Who drank the nectar first? This demon. So, Aham Purvam, I will be first. Then another demon snatching, I will be first. So while this was going on, then Mohini came. Bhagavan came in the form of Mohini Murti, woman. So beautiful. Krishna beautiful. When he came as woman, then even more attractive. All demons became bewildered. And she said, give that nectar to me, silly fellows. All fell in love with her. Actually, one should not speak to a woman. But the demons asking, what's your name? They said, not proper, actually. No. They mean that they're too much lusty, they forgot all proper behavior. What's your name? Are you married? Like this. So Mohini said, I will distribute the nectar. So all the demigods are in line, and she distributed nectar first to the demigods. But again and again, she glancing at the demons. Don't worry. Like in soup, right? I'm just giving the watery nectar to the demigods, but the thick stuff on the bottom I'm keeping for you. In this way, Mohini bewildered the demons and gave mercy to the devas. So Bhagavatam also like that. You know? In this way, Bhagavan, oh Muchukunda, you had many sins. Go and do some austerities. When you're purified, you will come to me. This is also like one. A bit like that. You know? Like deceptive, cheating. So, anyway, many examples of this in Bhagavatam. Like Madhusudana Maharaj says, many. Like the vulture, he sits in the mango tree, but not looking at the mangoes at his feet, where he's looking as a dead buffalo 5 miles. So non-devotees reading Bhagavatam, even given the Bhagavad Saptaha, all these professional reciters. What is the real meaning? They cannot catch anything. Only they catch some external meaning, some bewildering aspect of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, again and again it says here, Aham veti sukh. Shiva said, Aham veti sukha veti, bhyasu veti na veti, bhakti bhagavata grayam na buddhiya na chatike. Shiva said, I understand the Bhagavatam. Sukadeva Goswami, he understands the Bhagavatam. But Vyasadeva, if he understands or not, I cannot say. The Bhagavatam is not understood by material intelligence or by reading many, many commentaries. The Bhagavatam is understood only by Prema Bhakti. So, Gaura Maharaj would say, therefore it says, you must hear from the devotee of Lord Chaitanya. They will give Prem, then with Prem, then you can understand nicely all the meanings of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, a little bit, I thought this guy, what was his name who came in and ran away?
Anthony.
Anthony. Who brought him here?
I know him. I knew him.
Why he ran away?
I'm not security.
It's kind of shy.
I got that.
Put on the spot.
And there is
Trying to be
there's-
nice.
that's
Trying to be
spotlight.
nice and it still didn't work.
Please excuse me a moment.
Yes. Oh, and we lost another one.
No, I'll be back.
Maharaj, it's
Yes.
sometimes like Steph and your gaze kind of like can blind the rabbit.
Trying to be nice.
I know you're trying to be nice.
It's better just be yourself, right? When you try and be something you're not, you always get it. I remember one time we were in South Africa. I didn't like Sai Baba much when he was alive. And somehow we're doing all these programs in Sai Baba centers. And so the other devotees who were within our group, they were just saying, just remember, the goal is to bring people to Gurudev's class. So just be nice. Just be nice. Speak sweetly, be nice. Don't say anything about Sai Baba. I said, okay, I'll do it. I'll try it. One class and be nice. Spoke nice, super sweet. No one came anyway. And I realized, don't bother about it. Yes, anyway, Hare Krishna. Any questions from anyone? Radhika, you're doing a Ekadasi, right? She's not doing a Ekadasi. Huh? Hey, you got to do a Ekadasi. Come on.
She do Ekadasi and sometimes she read Gita.
Okay, but you got to do a Ekadasi.
Sometime.
Eating food grains in the Ekadasi is the same as eating beef. It's worse. All sin takes shelter. All sin takes shelter of grains on it. Don't eat. Okay, Radhika, got to send it to Vrindavan. Okay, don't worry, I'll be nice. Come for a month. Come for a month.
She wanted to come last time when we were there, but not enough time. So, come on. Radharani will give us some asik.
You come stay with Krishna Priya. She is our Gurudev's first disciple. You come stay with her a month. You'll get something. Okay, so tomorrow is picnic.
Yes.
Yeah, at the Botanic Gardens.
Is it nighttime program? No?
No nighttime program.
Try and come. We'll try and do some Harinam. Do we have a Mridanga anywhere?
How's the coming?
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
He'll always come late.
I've got a fiberglass one.
Okay, that's better. A Balaram Mridanga.
Yeah.
That's right.
I got one too.
So tomorrow we'll be there. Okay.
Bhakti Maharaj gave one when Aranya Maharaj was there.
What?
Aranya Maharaj and Bhakti Maharaj. When
Oh,
they
that
came
Bhakti
for, yeah,
Sa.
yeah. So when they came in Balram had a heart attack, they came to stay with me. Yeah, so.
I heard
I
about
got
that.
the, yeah.
You made the map, right? I heard about that. Funny.
So they used to stay with me and they bring me
Uh-huh.
and then fiberglass.
Okay, bring tomorrow because Harinam's important. And Sundays is Dwadasi, Mahadwadasi, right, on Sunday?
Tomorrow is Ekadasi for other people, but Sunday is our Ekadasi, right?
Yes, because if Ekadasi is mixed with the previous day, no problem. That's Purvavida Ekadasi. But if the Ekadasi is mixed with the next day, if it's contaminated with the Dwadasi that day, we do not fast. It's called Mahadwadasi.
So tomorrow is Ekadasi then.
Tomorrow's Ekadasi, we don't fast. We fast on Sunday.
Sunday.
This happens 4 times a year.
Yeah.
We can speak that history on Sunday, how that happened.
Yeah, that would be good.
Some Ekadasi Tattva. Any questions, Premavati?
Yes, Maharaj.
Nima, you're chanting a little bit?
Yeah.
Are you? How many rounds a day?
2,
How old are you?
14.
Should be doing at least 14. Okay. 6. The Guru said that old you are, that much you should chant. No? If you're 14, you should do 14. Try do a little more. No?
Yeah.
You doing Ekadasi?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Just
24. Yes, Premavati.
You mentioned that Sukadev Goswami, they were saying that the verse, I don't know, Hamveti something,
Uh-huh.
they were saying, Lord Shiva says,
I know.
yeah,
Sukadeva Goswami knows.
and is that because Sukadev Goswami is Vishaya Tattva?
Asra Tattva.
But no, because he can't.
Sukadeva Goswami is devotee, Asra Tattva.
But then why would he not know? Isn't it because,
So
like,
devotee knows, but Vyasadeva doesn't know. Because Vyasadeva is incarnation of Bhagavan.
yeah, that's right. Okay.
So
So
Vyasadeva
he-
is Visai Tattva.
He can't know himself, right?
He knows something, but not like devotee knows.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
He knows about everything, but about service mood, he doesn't know that. Because Krishna is not a servant.
Mm.
I know because Shiva's devotee. Sukadeva Goswami knows because he's devotee. But Vyasadeva knows or maybe doesn't know. Which is a polite way of saying doesn't know. Because Krishna, like Visai Vigraha. Like in other Kali Yugas, Bhagavan's potency enters someone, they become Vyas. But I've heard in this Kali Yuga, Krishna directly become Vyas himself. There's a verse. No?
It's also mentioned in Tattva Sandarbha.
There's a verse. As Shiva became Sankaracharya in the same way, Bhagavan becomes Vyasadeva. Shankara as Shankar became, as Shiva became, what's his name? Mayavad? Sankaracharya. As Shiva became Sankaracharya, in the same way Bhagavan becomes directly Vyasadeva in this Kali Yuga. I've heard that. You've heard that too, right? I've heard that. So maybe he knows, maybe doesn't know. But polite way of saying he doesn't know. He can speak, but there are feelings that only come to devotee. Go Premanandi.
So the Muchukunda cave is in Haridwar, isn't it?
I don't know where it is.
Yeah, we went there.
Really?
They made a little temple or something, and you get to go in to the cave, and he's lying there, and Bhagwan is standing
Really?
in the Petamba. Yeah, it's in Haridwar.
Wow, Krishna ran a long way.
Yeah.
From Mathura
That's
all
what I
the way
wanted
to
to tell you
Haridwar.
but I didn't say.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's in Haridwar.
You can learn something every day. I went to Jambavan's cave.
Where is that?
It's near Jambu. So Krishna went looking for the Shamataka jewel. He
Yeah,
went
yeah.
all that way. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Sri Guru Gauranga Gandhav Giridhari Radha Lalit Madhav Ju ki jai. Sri Sachinandan Gaur Hari ki jai. Sri Krishna Balaram Ju ki jai. Sri Radha Lalit Madhav Ju ki jai. Sri Radha Raman Radha Govinda Radha Gopinath Radha Shamsundar Radha Raman Radha Damara Radha Gokulananda Ju ki jai. Vishnu Padri Dandi Swami Sri Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Vishnu Padri Dandi Swami Bhaktivedanta Madhusudan Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Nityalila Pravishi Gaur Govinda Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Bhaktivedanta Bhaman Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Bhaktivedanta Trikram Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Bhaktivedanta Swami Goswami Sri Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Gauri Kishodas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Saptam Goswami Sri Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Bhakti Pragyan Bhakti Jivan Janardhan Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Sri Prabhupada ki jai. Gauri Kishodas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Saptam Goswami Sachidanand Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Vaishnav Sabom Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Sri Gauri Vedanta Charya Sri Baladev Vijabhushan Mahasaya ki jai. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki jai. Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhutraya ki jai. Jai Sri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Sri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Sad Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Sri Sarup Damodar Ramananda Roy Gopal Shad Bindagati Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem Sri Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Garadha Shivasati Gauda Bhakta Brinda ki jai. Jayanant Koti Vaishna Brinda ki jai. Prem Sri Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Garadha Shivasati Gauda Bhakta Brinda ki jai. Sri Radha Krishna Gogopigo Brindavan Dwada Samanatma Kubrajamano Dham ki jai. Brindavan Dham Basi Brinda ki jai. Radha Kun Sham Kun Giriraj Govardhan ki jai. Sri Ganga Devi Muna Devi Bhakti Devi Brinda Devi ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamritam ki jai. Sri Nanda Baba Yasoda Maya ki jai. Sri Prishabhanu Maharaj Kirtika Sundari ki jai. Sri Lalita Vishaka Asta Saki ki jai. Subala Ujwal Badhumangal Se Asta Saka ki jai. Rupmanjati Rati Manjari Asta Manjari ki jai. Gopishwa Mahadev ki jai. Kuldevi Yogama Purnamasi Devi ki jai. Vihini Nandan Balaram Prabhu ki jai. Ujaswari Sevakunjani Masani Mahabhav Supani Kartikeshwari Srimati Radharani ki jai. Bhakta Vatsal Rasaraj Sri Krishna Chandra ki jai. Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran ki jai. Sri Oakland Sangha ki jai. Balaram Prabhu ki jai.
Damodar Maharaj ki jai.
Go Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol.